Cardi B breaks down after ending relationship with Stefon Diggs. The world was left stunned when news broke that Cardi B and NFL star Stefon Diggs had officially ended their relationship. For months, they had been one of the most talked about celebrity couples, a fiery, passionate, yet surprisingly tender pair who often melted the internet with their love moments. But now, that love story had turned into heartbreak, and the woman known for her strength and boldness was in tears. The beginning of the end. It all began with subtle signs that fans couldn't ignore. Cardi B stopped posting affectionate captions about Stefon. The two, who were once inseparable at events, began appearing separately. When Stefon attended a charity gala alone in New York, social media detectives went into overdrive. Within hours, rumors spread like wildfire, the two might be going through a rough patch. But no one could have imagined how deep that storm went. According to insiders close to Cardi, the couple had been struggling privately for weeks. Their busy schedules, public scrutiny, and difference in lifestyle began creating cracks in what once seemed like a fairy tale romance. Cardi is a powerhouse, she gives her all in love, just like she does in her music, said one of her close friends. But when things started falling apart, it broke her in ways we've never seen. The emotional phone call. It was late one night when the final conversation happened. Cardi, emotional and exhausted, called Stefon after yet another disagreement about trust and privacy. She poured her heart out, confessing how deeply she loved him but could no longer handle the pressure and the constant misunderstandings. Her voice trembled as she said, "I can't keep doing this, Steph. I love you, but love alone ain't enough anymore." On the other end, Stefon was silent for a long time. He had always been calm and collected, but that night, even he felt the weight of the moment. "You know I love you, B," he finally said softly. "But maybe we both need to breathe." That was the last time they spoke as a couple. Cardi's breakdown. The morning after the call, Cardi couldn't hold it together. Close sources say she locked herself in her home studio and cried for hours. The walls that had once echoed with laughter and love now carried the sound of heartbreak. Cardi doesn't cry easily, her assistant revealed. But this time was different. She wasn't angry, she was broken. She kept replaying old videos of them together, their Miami trip, the private jet selfies, the night Stefon surprised her with flowers after her Grammy performance. Every memory hit her like a wave. Later that day, she posted a cryptic story on Instagram. "Sometimes, you gotta lose something real to understand what peace feels like." The post was quickly deleted, but fans had already seen it. Within minutes, #PrayForCardi began trending on X, formerly Twitter. Stefon's silence. While Cardi's emotions played out online, Stefon remained silent. The usually expressive athlete avoided interviews, skipped public appearances, and didn't respond to fans asking about Cardi. Some insiders claimed he was hurting just as much, but his way of coping was isolation. A teammate of his revealed, he's been quiet in the locker room. Not his usual self. When we asked him if he was good, he just said, "I lost something important." That's all. The song that says it all. A few days later, fans noticed something strange. Cardi was back in the studio. She posted a short clip where she was rapping intensely, her eyes red but determined. The snippet's lyrics hit hard. "You gave me love, then you gave me pain. I built a castle, you brought the rain. Now I'm healing, piece by piece. But my heart still beats where your name used to be." It was raw, emotional, and deeply personal, a clear reflection of her heartbreak. Fans flooded the comments, saying they could feel the pain in her voice. Many speculated that this upcoming track might be her way of saying goodbye to Stefon. A private goodbye. Insiders close to both stars revealed that before fully going their separate ways, they had one final meeting in private. No cameras, no entourage, just them. They met at a quiet beach house in Malibu, where they had spent many happy weekends together. Witnesses say they walked by the water at sunset, talking for hours. At one point, Cardi was seen wiping tears from her face as Stefon hugged her. It wasn't an angry breakup, it was heartbreak wrapped in mutual respect. They didn't yell, they didn't fight, said a source who saw them. They just let go. Fans react. The internet exploded once the news was confirmed. Fans flooded social media with emotional posts, fan edits, and heartfelt messages. Many called them the most genuine couple in recent celebrity history. Others said they admired how gracefully they handled their separation. Some fans even trended the hashtag #StefandCardiForever, sharing memories from their public appearances, from Cardi cheering him on at his games to Stefon showing up at her studio sessions. Cardi's reflection. Weeks later, Cardi sat down for an emotional live session on Instagram. She finally addressed what everyone had been waiting to hear. Through tears, she said, "I ain't gonna lie, this one hurt me bad. I thought I found something that could last forever. Stefon's a good man, but sometimes love just don't flow the same way anymore. I'll always wish him the best, but right now, I gotta focus on me, my peace, my music, my babies, my life." She ended the live session with a faint smile, whispering, "Heartbreaks don't kill you, they build you." Stefon's gesture. Not long after that, Stefon made a quiet but powerful move. During a post-game press conference, when a reporter asked him about the breakup, he simply said, "She'll always have a place in my heart. No bad blood, just lessons and love." He later posted a story showing a single red rose on a table with the caption, "For every queen who taught me how to love better." Fans were convinced it was for Cardi. A new chapter. Though their love story ended, both Cardi and Stefon seemed to find a strange peace in the aftermath. Cardi focused on her new album, pouring her pain into art. Stefon channeled his emotions into training, returning stronger than ever on the field. Still, those close to them say the spark never truly vanished. "You can tell there's still love there," a friend said. "They might not be together, but what they had will never be forgotten." Final thoughts. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs' breakup wasn't just another celebrity split, it was a story of two passionate souls who loved deeply, collided fiercely, and eventually had to let go to protect their peace. Cardi may have broken down in tears, but through that pain, she found power. And as she once said in her live, "Sometimes endings ain't about hate. They about growth." The world will remember them, not just as lovers, but as two people brave enough to walk away when love turned into heartbreak. Cardi B breaks down after ending relationship with Stefon Diggs. A deeply emotional fictional story. Chapter 1, The Silence Before the Storm. For weeks, the energy between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs had shifted. What once felt like an unshakable bond, filled with laughter, love, and lavish surprises, had turned into long silences, unanswered calls, and cold goodbyes. Behind the glamorous red carpet smiles, the couple was quietly crumbling. Cardi, known for her fiery confidence and larger-than-life personality, found herself sitting alone one night in her New Jersey mansion. The house that once echoed with laughter and love now felt like an empty museum of memories. The framed photos of her and Stefon, at the beach, at charity events, at his games, seemed to mock her with reminders of what used to be. Stefon had been distant for days. Rumors were swirling online about his late-night outings, his cryptic tweets, and his change in tone during interviews. Cardi wanted to ignore it all, but deep down, she knew the truth. Something between them had cracked. Chapter 2, The Final Conversation. It happened late on a Sunday night. Cardi called Stefon one last time, her heart pounding. "Steph, we need to talk," she said quietly, her voice trembling. "I know, Barty," he replied, his tone heavy. "I've been thinking the same." The call lasted over an hour. There were tears, long pauses, and whispered apologies. Both admitted that love was still there, but trust had faded. The demands of fame, distance, and constant scrutiny had created a wall they couldn't climb over anymore. "I'll always love you," Stefon said softly. But maybe loving you means letting you go. Cardi broke down, her sobs echoing through the phone. She wanted to fight, to argue, to beg for one more chance, but deep down, she knew he was right. "I don't know how to live without you," she whispered. "You made me believe again, after everything I went through." When the call ended, it felt like the world had stopped spinning. Cardi collapsed on her bed, clutching the phone to her chest, crying until sunrise. Chapter 3: The Public Fallout. The next morning, the internet exploded. TMZ broke the story first: Cardi B and Stefon Diggs split after months of tension. Fans were in shock. Social media flooded with heartbreak emojis, video tributes, and hashtags like #PrayForCardi and #DiggsandBardyForever. Despite the chaos online, Cardi remained silent. For days, she stayed off social media, ignoring calls and messages from friends, team members, and even her label. She needed time to breathe, to think, to cry in peace. When she finally posted, her message was raw and unfiltered. "Sometimes love isn't enough. I gave my all, and that's something I'll never regret. But I need to find peace again, even if it means walking alone, broken heart." The post went viral within minutes. Fans flooded the comments with messages of support, while celebrities reached out privately to comfort her. Chapter 4: Memories That Haunt. Every corner of her mansion reminded Cardi of Stefon. The couch where they used to cuddle and binge-watch Netflix. The kitchen counter where he'd surprise her with breakfast after his games. The studio room where he'd sit, watching her record, telling her how proud he was. She tried to move on, but everywhere she turned, there was a memory, a piece of him she couldn't erase. Late one night, she went through her phone gallery, scrolling through videos of them dancing, laughing, and kissing. Her tears fell faster with each clip. "Why does love have to hurt so bad?" she whispered to herself. The loneliness was unbearable. Even her music, once her escape, now felt like an open wound. Every lyric she tried to write ended up being about him. Chapter 5: Stefon's Regret. Across the country, Stefon wasn't doing much better. The breakup hit him harder than he expected. He found himself watching her interviews, replaying her songs, and rereading their old messages. He realized that losing her wasn't just losing a partner, it was losing his peace. His teammates noticed his silence. He missed practice sessions, avoided interviews, and spent most nights staring out of his penthouse window, lost in thought. "I didn't want to hurt her," he told his brother one night. "I just didn't know how to fix what we broke." He thought about calling her, but every time he picked up the phone, fear stopped him. Fear that she had already moved on. Chapter 6: The Song That Broke the Internet. Weeks later, Cardi dropped a surprise single titled "Empty Bed." The world stopped to listen. The lyrics were haunting. "You held me close, then walked away. Left your scent where I used to lay. I gave you love, you gave me scars. Now I'm healing alone beneath the stars." The song became an instant hit, not because of its beat, but because of its raw emotion. Fans could feel her pain, her longing, her heartbreak. Even Stefon listened to it, and broke down. He sent her a text that night. "I heard the song. You still have my heart, Bardy." She never replied. Chapter 7: Healing and Acceptance. Months passed. Slowly, Cardi began to heal. She focused on her kids, her music, her mental health. Therapy sessions helped her find peace again. She started traveling, performing, and rediscovering herself outside of the relationship. But deep down, a part of her would always belong to Stefon, the man who saw her heart beyond the fame. One day, during an interview, the host asked if she still loved him. Cardi smiled faintly and said, "Love like that doesn't just disappear. But sometimes, you have to let go of what's beautiful to make room for what's meant for you." Chapter 8: The Reunion That Never Was. A year later, They ran into each other at a charity gala in Los Angeles. Their eyes met across the room, and for a moment, the world disappeared. He approached her, smiling softly. "You look beautiful," he said. "You too," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. They talked for a while, no anger, no regrets, just memories and gratitude. When they parted, Stefon leaned close and whispered, "If life brings us back together, I won't let go this time." She smiled, a single tear sliding down her cheek. "Maybe in another lifetime, Steph." Epilogue, love that never